Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and wow, we've had fun this Saturday morning. Appreciate Wes. Where is old Wes? Wes Miller from Radiance being with us. Steve McAdams earlier talking fishing. And then Kurt Whitworth talking about this new, and I'm really fired about this new clean shot shoot-through gun bore cleaner. You put the slug in your gun, shoot it. And one time, and it's cleaned. That's pretty amazing. These guys that are coming up right now have used a shotgun before.
A couple of times.
You think? I think they both need this, and I'm going to let them know how to get it. But we're going to talk right now to Dr. Rick Carlisle. No, he is not a surgeon, though he does spend a lot of time on saddles doing these. He probably has to have a surgery after it's over, but our good friend Rick Carlisle, superintendent of Ames Plantation out at Grand Junction. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good to have you. And of course, I always like to talk to this guy because this guy and I relate really well. If you're not friends with Gary Lester on Facebook, you need to get on there because not only does this guy know how to handle and raise bird dogs, but he has a handle on life itself and doesn't mind showing it. And so let's talk to the winner of the 119th National Bird Dog Champion, Gary Lester. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning. How
you
doing?
I'm doing really good. Let's talk about, now, Rick, you sat in the saddle. I asked you how many hours. You never answered my question on that and how many miles you traveled. I don't know if you did the same horse or not, but
no, different horses, but it was a bunch.
Well, let's talk about, before we get into Gary, about the weather. I mean, we have this every year. I know this is but this is the wettest February on history for us.
And it was absolutely the wettest national championship. I've been there 37 years, and that's the wettest national that I've ever seen.
And it's amazing that these dogs, and if you don't believe these dogs are not athletes, and I'll argue with that forever.
Who can run 3 hours?
3 hours in endurance like that, and to do it. So, from the judge's perspective, how difficult was it for these dogs to compete this year, Rick?
Oh, it was very difficult for them because it was extremely muddy conditions. A lot of water on the ground. You had water splashing up on their belly. Besides, sometimes we were running and it was raining some. So you had rain coming down on top of them. If it was cooler, it would really zap a dog.
Yeah.
The warmer weather with water splashing on that belly, I think, really kind of helped them out a little bit. But pulling that mud is it's a little bit harder than pulling sand. And it's difficult on them. And just think about how they run, Larry. They do it naked, man.
They do that, yeah, like Daffy Donald Duck. I mean, he has a shirt on, but that's it, and that's and you think about the animals and things about that they went through. So let's talk with a man who's now won it. How many times, Gary?
4 times.
4 times, and the man's still living. When I went back and. I couldn't go back very far, but Rick has not been done often the back-to-back, has it?
No. The last dog we had back-to-back was the setter, Shadow Oak Bow, I think 2013 and 2014.
Yeah. Well, when you get down to it, let's talk about Lester's Sunny Hill Joe. There you go again, Gary. This dog's pretty amazing, isn't it?
He is. I've had a lot of fun with Joe. God certainly blessed me when he let me acquire this dog. And, dog's got, like we talked about last year, he's got a great nose. He's a big, strong dog. And he's, he knows where to look for birds, and he'll work for me. I can put him about wherever I want, and I know if I see birds around, he'll be sure and point them.
And he did. Despite 78 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, that day. Pretty warm. Started just like he always started. But talk about his endurance, Gary.
Well, let me tell you about the start first. He had his first fine at 30 seconds, I think, or 20 seconds.
Okay.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Sometimes when they come right out of the chute, they're wide open. You know,
they run right by.
Nervous.
Yeah.
But anyway, he pointed those. But it's a very strong dog. Of course, you know, you talked about what kind of athletes are. I mean, they're just they're tremendous athletes. You know, we work them all the time and got him in good shape. And it's always a guessing game as far as how heavy you want to have them. If they're too heavy, you know, if it gets hot, they can't handle it. And if they don't have a little meat on their bones, it turns off cold, they'll chill out. So
yeah.
That's always kind of a guessing game. You know, I watch a 14-day forecast as I'm getting him ready to try and have an idea, you know, what conditions we're going to run in.
Yeah. And the thing about it, Gary, I'll interject right here that not only 9 fines, coveys of quail, and Rick was there for every one of them, but 7 last year. So if I'm not mistaken, if I can add right, that's 16 coveys in 2 years.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
I don't know if we went back and found that many, and people say a lot of them, people say, oh, they can't got no birds out there. Well, a lot of them will run right past 5 coveys, and
there you go.
Yet this dog had the ability from start to finish. And Rick, as a judge, you guys look at that start, but you look at that finish, and this dog's got an amazing way to go 3 hours, doesn't he?
Yes, and that's what you're looking for as a judge. You want a dog to finish that 3 hours just as strong as and enthusiastic as he started that 3 hours, and Sonny Hill Joe definitely did that, no doubt.
So, Gary, you look at this. I know you were pretty emotional last year. I think this gives you 4 in 9 years, something like that, 4 champions in 9 years. I think you just need to, you know, step back and let somebody else, you know, step in there now. I know that's not in your...
I tell you what, now, I'm not bred that way.
That's right. Hey, we can get into breeding to talk that all you want to right now, you know. Anybody need a puppy?
Yeah.
Go see Gary Lester.
I tell you what, I'll hit it wide open. You know, I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about this game. And, you know, we got a team. I mean, we call our deal the company, and it's 8 or 10 of us, and all of us are pretty competitive. We work hard at it, and we have a lot of fun with it. And everybody in the company is good, strong Christian folks, and we just, you know, we always praise God for what he lets us do, and he's been good to us, and we've had a lot of fun with the dog.
Well, I know that, and again, we're talking to Gary Lester, whose dog, Lester's Sonny Hill Joe, was the winner, the champion of the 119th running of the National Bird Dog Championships, and our good friend Rick Carlisle from Ames Plantation will once again announce his retirement as a judge. You know, I mean, I've heard this over and over. You know, you've got such a kind heart, Rick, that you got to say no. You got to say no sometime. You know, because as a judge,
he enjoys it too much.
I know he enjoys that, but he's getting. I remember when he was young. You know,
is he our age yet?
Hey, careful now.
No. He can still get up on the steps at the Ames Manor House. That's the main thing.
There you go.
Some of them can't, but he can. But when it gets down to this, as a judge, you guys, somebody has asked me, well, what do they do? I know the old Ames standard that you taught me, and Jimmy Bryant taught me, and Joe Hurdle taught me, and all these other people that have passed on about, style, stamina, and the ability to locate coveys of quail. That's in my brain, you know. So
there you go.
As a judge, you guys are out there. You see it. And then you go back and huddle together, right? So you're huddling all the time. So it came down to this decision. You guys had a tough decision to make. You made it, and I think you made the right choice. Of course, I'm partial. I'm partial a little bit to Gary here for our friendship and things along that line. But it's not easy, is it?
No, it is not. It is not. I mean, you have to concentrate very hard for 3 hours during that competition.
Yeah.
And you're always talking with the other two judges, and at the end of every hour, you're just kind of making contact with each one to see what their thinking is.
Right.
And then after the running's over with, then we get together and discuss it and see, if each dog beat the dog that we're carrying.
Yeah.
And in this case, there was a run at him, and it was close.
Yeah.
But Gary won out.
And the thing about it, and I want to talk about it, folks. Go to this next year. It's 120th anniversary.
Correct.
But you did a wonderful job for us guys that didn't get out there. Jamie Evans and all your crew online. I've never seen it any better than that. It was able for people to understand. And I know, Gary, let me ask you from that standpoint, it never – winning is great, but I think that the competitiveness in you is still there. So tell me about how old is Joe?
Oh, me, I think Joe's 5 years old, best to remember.
Okay, because Joe has the ability to do something that no one's ever done, as far as I know.
He could do it again.
Yes, 3 times.
Wow.
Okay, there's been several dogs to do that, but the last time they did that was Becky Broomhill in the 20s.
That's what I was.
In 1920s.
I was leading that. I was not here, Rick, at that time.
Really?
I'm talking
Gosh,
about.
I thought you were a teenager then.
I'm talking about modern times. Okay.
Okay.
Modern times. So Gary, I mean, this one was special. Next one is always special, right?
They're always special. It's always I always want to get my dogs qualified for the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
And, once I get them qualified, I try and prepare them and have them ready. The Tuesday before I ran on a Monday at this dog, I worked 6 dogs. And I shot my gun over them 42 times.
Oh, we got to get you some of this boar cleaner that they sent me. I'm going to get you a case in up there.
I'm just shooting blanks. There's no boar.
Okay.
But the point I would like to make to a lot of your listeners, a lot of people say, "Oh, crazy field trial dogs." The whole idea behind field trials is try and develop a better bird dog.
That's right. Yeah.
And we think we're doing that.
Yes.
And we think that we're turning out dogs that you can take bird hunting and have a lot of fun with. But we've got lots of dogs that are pups out of the dogs we run at Grand Junction.
That's
on
right.
The plantations down south.
Uh-huh.
A lot of buddies around home have got them, and that's the whole deal. We're trying to make a better bird dog, and I think we are.
I think you are too. Compared with having to run 3 hours, I complain about getting caught in the rain for 3 minutes. And you guys are out there with them. But hey, buddies, thank you, Rick. As usual, great job. Sorry I couldn't be there. Same to you, Gary. I wished I could have been there and joined in on the celebration. I really missed it, but congratulations. God bless you, buddy, for your standards of living and things that you do, and continued success. Okay.
Thank you. I hope to see you on the front porch next year.
Oh,
there you go.
Man, maybe they'll let me on the front porch. I've never been on the front porch. I've come close. I got down near the steps one time, but I've never been invited to the front porch. But
Larry wants to ride on a horse.
No, I don't want to ride on a horse. No, I want to be on the front porch.
Larry wants to ride on a horse.
No, I don't. No.
Let me tell you one thing. That porch is a pretty special place.
It is a special place with special people, and I appreciate you saying that. God bless all of y'all. Rick, be careful on the road there.
Thanks.
And Gary, again, congratulations, and we'll stay in touch, okay?
Appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. It's going to be hard to top that. I love to talk bird dogs. But we're going to come back right now, and who can we talk better than that than Stacy Walker herself? She's learning German. I hope she knows Dankeschön and all them other words. I don't know anymore. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.